Do you guys remember the controversial Little Bear episode that supposedly some people were back and forth with whether it had domestic violence in it or not? So I was on Reddit and I read about this episode and I really wanted to cover it. And if you guys remember it, it's called Monster Pudding. And basically Little Bear is in his living room. He's on a footstool. He's jumping down from it, pretending to fly. Father Bear comes home and hits the stool, like accidentally runs into it. And he's like, "Oh, ow." And he's all grumbly and hateful, and he asks who put that there, and Little Bear's like, "I did, I was flying." And he said, "The footstool's for feet, not for flying," and really grumbly, and then puts up like the newspaper in front of his face like they did in like the 1950s, shumbling. And it's a side we never really see of Father Bear in Little Bear. I don't remember ever seeing an episode quite like that where he got kind of nasty. Little Bear asks Mother Bear, basically like, "What's up? Why is he acting that way?" And she's like, "Well, he didn't get good sleep last night. He's just, tired. It made him grouchy. It made him grumpy." So he's still grouchy. He's not really talking to anybody. Little Bear goes over to him and is like asking him basically, does he need a pillow? Does he want his slippers? And the last time he kind of gets a little bit grouchy. This kind of reminds me of fathers in general, but maybe this is just my experience with other people's fathers and seeing fathers in my daily life. But I don't know. Honestly, I think that he was really grouchy and there was no need to take it out on everybody else. That is my opinion. Just because he's tired, people do get grouchy, but it is not okay to take it out on people. That's my opinion. But to get further into the episode, Mother Bear decides she's going to leave. She's going to go run errands during this time that Father Bear seems really mad and grouchy and tired, and she's just going to leave Little Bear there with him. She tells Little Bear basically, can you hold down the place basically till she gets back, and Little Bear, he doesn't seem happy about this. He said, well, I guess. He doesn't seem happy because I guess Father Bear is very grouchy. Basically though, she leaves. And before she leaves out the door, she tells Little Bear basically that his father is acting like a monster today, but he'll be better soon. Basically like when he gets some sleep or whatever. Well, Father Bear falls asleep and leaves like Little Bear awake by himself while he's in the chair asleep. And Little Bear tells him like he's gonna go play with Mitzi. And so he goes and sees Mitzi and the owl, and they're up in the treehouse, and he keeps, before he leaves, seeing Father Bear as a monster. Like he keeps seeing him with grumbly faces with teeth ever since his mom said monster. So basically he's, picturing his dad as a monster bear. But anyway, the friends decide to go back, Owl, Mitzi, and Little Bear, and they're looking through the window and they're trying to see if they can see the monster, and they decide that Father Bear is a monster, but they decide they're going to make monster pudding. So they wreck the kitchen. They're making monster pudding. Father Bear wakes up and he is actually in a good mood now that he wakes up, and he decides to have monster pudding with them. So basically he's not grumbly anymore after he fell asleep and got his nap. Mother Bear comes home and they see her face as a monster for a minute, and they're like, well, maybe Mother Bear needs some monster pudding. But I don't know. At first, when the Reddit post made this episode look so bad. Like, first of all, I do not think that Father Bear should have taken it out really on everybody. But I have seen men get grumbly. I've seen women get grumbly when they're tired. I don't really know if this borderlines domestic violence. What do you guys think? Can you guys tell me in the comments if you've seen this? If you have not, you can find it here on YouTube. Actually, I'll link the episode down below if you think it's domestic violence. I really don't. I think it borderline, it wasn't okay that he come home and tried to take his grumpiness out on everybody. But I honestly don't know if I believe that it's full-fledged, like him being abusive. I know it wasn't right, his behavior. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this little episode about Little Bear.